Some days I'm a rock star, right? I can move airplanes like nobody's business. Some days I can't do it right to save my life.
Jonathan Stewart has been an air traffic controller for more than 2 decades. He's based out of the Philadelphia facility that oversees the airspace around Newark Airport. After a series of radar and radio outages there, several air traffic controllers took trauma leave.
Lack of sleep coupled with stress is a killer.
The absences have fueled flight disruptions at Newark and surrounding smaller airports. Wall Street Journal's aviation safety reporter Andrew Tangle sat down with Stewart to discuss the reasons for the trauma leave and more.
The CEO of United Airlines characterized what the controllers did as walking off the job.
Hopefully he misspoke, because the controllers did not walk off the job. Walking off the job implies that they, of their own free will, left and refused to do their job. There's not a single controller in Newark-area C, to the best of my knowledge, that does not love their job, all right? We would like to have more resources to effectively do our job. Yes, that is the case. But to say that someone would basically game the system and take trauma leave when they were not traumatized is insulting at best, and just quite frankly misinformed. No way, shape, or form was that what happened. Nobody walked off the job of their own free will. They had to be taken out of position and relieved of duty because they were not mentally fit to do it anymore at that point because of the trauma that was involved.
A United spokesperson pointed to the CEO's more recent statements calling for better equipment and working conditions for controllers.
That they're working overtime hours, it makes the job stressful, it makes the job harder.
You yourself are on trauma leave
Correct.
Right now, correct?
I am, yes.
On May 4th, 2 aircraft in New Jersey came dangerously close to possibly colliding mid-air on Stewart's watch. A business jet taking off from Morristown was converging with a small airplane that had taken off from nearby Teterboro.
I had been working in the operation for roughly 3 hours-ish at the time of the incident. Typically, I try not to work myself or anyone else longer than 2 hours. It has just been my experience that after that 2-hour mark, your mental acuity begins to diminish a little bit because it's fatigue, you get tired. And in my situation, I was getting tired. I was having to utilize a combination of radar and non-radar rules that I basically just made up on the fly to separate aircraft in such a way that I could be prepared for losing radar. That increased my workload, which led to me having a close call, so a nose-to-nose situation. Generally speaking, again, PTSD is cumulative, so you can be fine, over and over and over and over again, and then it's the ones that you don't see, the ones you didn't expect. And those are the ones that scare you, for lack of a better way to put it. And then you go straight into survival mode to separate those aircraft and make sure they don't hit. And then when that's over, then it really hits you. I almost, had a really bad error. I could have, done something terrible. So yes, that part is it was stressful to me, and that's why I'm taking some time off.
Does the concern about the reliability of the equipment you're using add to that stress?
For me, it did.
Why did you decide to come forward and speak publicly?
My purpose of coming forward was to try to educate the general public on the fact that the air traffic controllers that are somewhat demonized in some of the news articles, basically, people saying they walk off the job, they don't want to work, they're taking trauma leave when it's not necessary. None of that is true. All right, absolutely everything that has been done by these controllers in the Newark-area C has been warranted. Again, they are the best of the best. They deserve to get paid like the best of the best because you want the best product, the best result from these people.
And the controllers in question, it's been out there in the news, right, and it's public record. Right. They, in some cases, can make $300,000, $400,000, if not more.
Correct, but you're sacrificing a lot for that. It's not like, in my opinion, it's not worth it. Because to work 60 hours a week, you give up nights, weekends, holidays, birthdays, everything else. Your mental health and your physical health take a toll. It's not good. The job at that point, could be killing you.
You love the job,
I do.
But it's also taking a toll.
Right.
What would make it better so that you make enough money, love the job, and aren't killing yourself?
Yeah, so adequate staffing would be helpful. And the agency is taking, to my knowledge, and again, this is my knowledge only, is taking adequate steps in that direction. There are a lot of mitigating factors here, right? So you have to have a controller that is mentally able to do it, that has the aptitude to do it. Then you have to be able to train them to do it. And there's a lead time on this. This is not McDonald's, all right? You don't just pick a controller and say, go work traffic in the Newark area. It takes 3 years, typically, to go from classroom to working live traffic in the Newark area. And that's assuming that you can do it.
And why do you like it?
The complexity is insane. Newark-area C, or Philly-area C, whatever we're calling it, is by far the most complex operation I've ever worked. So you ask, why do I like it? Because it's effing fun, man. I mean, it's an adrenaline rush, and you play God, because you cannot fail. You cannot make a mistake.
Generally speaking, are you optimistic about what they're trying to do, and do you think it'll pay off?
I am optimistic. From what I know, there are steps being made in the right direction. For the first time that I'm aware of, they are throwing money at the problem, which nobody that doesn't make 100 grand wants to hear that money's the solution. But I will ask you this: who do you want guiding your aircraft home? Do you want somebody that's well paid, well rested, with their head in the game? You want those people in charge of your family, of their lives? Or do you want somebody that's not making enough money, is worried about his personal life, is worried about being able to make his bills? Like, that doesn't even make any sense.
The FAA said it's taking actions to address the issues at Newark, such as adding and replacing telecommunications connections, deploying a temporary backup system, and increasing staffing. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said that the Philadelphia facility will be prioritized as part of the plan to overhaul the air traffic system.
Is there anything you want to add? Anything I didn't ask about that I
Negative.
should have asked about, that
I
you're
would like
worried
to,
I would ask
like
about?
to add that I'm tired and I want to go take a nap.